So on the 18th number we have Love Poem by the Pablo. A great book if you love poems, if you love just reading poems rather than stories, and if you don't have time to read a lot of big stories. This book just filled up with the different kinds of poems about love and everything about that. So if you love poem, then go read the love poem because this is just amazing, beautiful, poetic, dramatic book about love. On the 17th number we have I Have Got Your Number, a great standalone book which is really funny. The storyline is funny, the characters are funny, and this is another bestseller books I will say. And all the romantics book I have revised which I read recently. So one of these book is the actually I heard the audiobook of this, and this book is such a beautiful book. It's a story about one character who has no phone and he always wanted that phone, always wanted a new phone. So rather than that character thought कि rather than buying a new phone, let's use the stolen phone. And वहाँ से उन दोनों की journey शुरू हो जाती है. That what happens after the stolen phone and everything. That creates a wonderful story, and the storyline, the character development, and what happens after stolen phone. It's just amazing. So I have heard the audiobook. If you want to read the book, you can go for it, or you can just listen to this book on the audible. This is amazing. On the 16th number, we have The AI Who Love Me, another futuristic book about the romance and everything. Everyone is now currently talking about AI, ChatGPT, and everything. So this book is based on that. This is exclusively available on the Audible. It's not the physical book. It's not paperback. It's not anything. You just have to go and Audible and listen to this book. This book is literally amazing. This is a futuristic book and story about a character who falls in love with AI, and AI is too realistic that it is hard to figure out whether that is an actual person or not. So story about that, how she falls in love with the AI and everything about that, what thing happened after that, so everything about that. So if you love AI and if you love little bit of robotic thing, then this book you should definitely read, The AI Who Love Me by the Sophia, because it just crazy futuristic book. On the 15th number we have Me Before You, जिसकी movie भी है जिसकी book भी है. Obviously movie is also standalone good and the book is also standalone good. उसका second part movie का I guess आने वाला है. Book का second part already आ चुका है, but if you want to read and if you want to understand before the second part comes, then I will suggest you to read Me Before You the book. A crazy book जहाँ पे एक लड़की होती है, she works in the tea shop and everything. फैमिली में बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स चल रहे होते हैं, उसका बॉयफ्रेंड होता है एंड शी स्टार्टेड वर्किंग विद अनदर place, and then he falls in love with that wheelchair guy, and what happens, that crazy stuff, that first jhagda hota hai, they ignore each other, then they fall in love, then they how enjoy their life, like is this right way to fall in love with the wheelchair guy or not. So many things you will learn, so many things you will understand, and this book is just amazing about love, and you can fall in love with anyone. So the message of this book is that, and it's just amazing, like Me Before You, that's the great message from this book. On the 14th number we have The Note to Book, a great book by the Nicholas Spark. इसकी सारी books amazing है. Walk to Remember, Message in the Bottle, all are romantic books and all are just amazing books. So Notebook, another great story about the story कि उसमें क्या क्या चीज़ें होती है, how they fall in love with each other, how they go separated and फिर से मिलते हैं. So it's everything about that. The name suggests The Notebook. It's just a crazy. इसकी movie भी है. If you don't want to read the book, you can watch the movie as well. Movie is also good. Like both are stand-alone things, I will say. Obviously they are inspired from the book, but stand-alone thing, and you can definitely read The Note to Book. On the 13th number we have Normal People by the Sally Rooney. इसकी web series भी I guess आ चुकी है, and it's a story about two people. One is the most popular character and one is a very lonely character. Connell and the Marian, these two are the main character जो एक ही city में small town में Ireland में रहते हैं, and they both grow up there. उनकी journey वगैरह बताई गई है, and everything is so cool between them. Where Connell is the most popular guy in this school, and Marina is a very very loner kind of a person. So Normal People, it's about a story about these two people when they strike their first conversation and the journey happens. It's about friendship, relationship, growing up in the small town. So everything about that you are going to understand in this book. I mean, just a crazy book. Web series is also good, but book is also equally important for. On the 12th number we have Call Me by Your Name, something like that. I read this book very long time, so I don't remember a lot of context in this book, because I believe it's okay to forget. If you forgot something about the book, even that is okay. So I have zero idea ki how, but when I read that book in the last, whenever I was reading, it was just amazing. So whatever I remember, his story is set into the 1960 or 60 or 70s, whose time ki a 70 years boy who is falling in love with the girl Olivia. So the boy name is Perlman, and he falls in love with Olivia, or falls in love with Oliver, and then the story begins. उनके family के बारे में, what happens in between them, what are the fights happens between them, and the love story that happens, the romantic part between them. So this book is specifically divided into over the course of summer कि उस time में क्या क्या चीजें होती हैं. And it's just another great book. That's the reason this book is in the list. And on the 11th number, we have a little bit of non-fiction as well as fiction book, How to Be Adult in Love. A great story, great message about everything that you should know about how to be adult in love. So he talks about different levels in the love that you should know, that you should consider while going into the Valentine Day or going on a date or getting into any kind of a relationship. You should know all of those 3 levels, and after that you should fall in love. So he talks a lot about that, how to be adult in love. On the 10th number, another non-fiction books that I wanted to recommend is Attached. So Attached is a book. It's a lot about what is your attachment style. What is your different, so there are different kind of attachment style. So there is anxious attachment style, secure attachment style. So I'm not going to deep dive into each and every attachment style. I will give you the brief idea about it. So anxious attachment style is more about you get anxious whenever your partner is doing something, you feel something weird about that. And secure attachment style is about you feel more secure, like you are continuously checking on them, continuously tracking them. So we have different kind of attachment style and how to get rid of it or how to make best use of it. So Attached book is all about that. So if you are getting into the love, or if you want to understand the concept of love, then you should also understand the different kinds of attachment. The next, my favorite book on the dating, which is on the 9th number, is How to Not Die Alone. So this book is more about if you have never been on the date, if you are never going to the date, so you should definitely check out this book. This book will help you to understand how you should think about the dating, how you should go on the date, what are the things you should consider before the dating, should you go on the second date with the same person or not. So you get a lot of questions, how you should ask someone. So you get a lot of questions about dating, and we have a very different idea from the movies and the novel. And if you want actual idea, then this book is definitely this book should be your first read, like How to Not Die Alone. It's, as the name suggests, you should not die alone, you should go on the dating and everything. So if you want to understand that, this book is your first thing you should go. I have already made one dedicated video in this. You will find link in the description, and in that book I have explained everything, what are my likes, what are my dislikes, and how you should think about the dating. On the 8th number, we have the 5 love language book, which is more about love and different kinds of love languages you should know. जैसे कि act of service होता है, words होते हैं, word of affiliation होता है, then physical touch होता है. So there are different 5 kinds of love language that you should know. You have to first figure out what is your love language and what is your partner's love language. And when you know your partner's love language, let's say कि partner love language is more about the act of service, then you have to provide them a service. You have to cook for them, you have to do laundry for them. So that is the kind of thing you have to do. So in this book you will definitely understand what are the different 5 love languages, and if you are into the relationship, then you should know your love language as well as your partner love language. On the 7th number, we have All About Love by the Bella Hooks. A great story about, this is I will say the love song of the nation. This book is great. Like the part 2 or the version 2 of this book is also there. So I have the first version, I guess, volume 1. If I'm not wrong, so this is the volume 1, and the volume 2 is also there. You can definitely go and read this book. It's more about All About Love by the Bella Hooks. So this book is more about understanding each and every point that you get into the love, you feel you are going to face into the love. So this book is all about that. You can read everything in the description. I will put everything in the description because I don't want it to make this video really big. So I will put the link in the description, and I already made one video on this video, that All About Love by the Bella Hooks. So that will going to help you a lot about understanding your beliefs, understanding friendship, relationship, love, how you should think about it, how you should go about it, like each and every part. And that's the reason this book is definitely a great book. And the Vex King new book is also coming, Closer to Love. That might be another added here. On the 6th number, we have 8 Rules of Love by Jay Shetty. Uski first book bhi thi Think Like and Mock, and this is the second book about love and 8 rules of the love that you should know. So he talks a lot about 8 different rules about the love, and that that you should know while you are going into the relationship, about submission, about understanding your partner, about understanding yourself. So he talks about his Mumbai journey, we went through the monk journey. He talks a lot about that, and there is this one letter at the end of the chapter or the rule that is going to help you to understand, or that is dedicated to each and every person, dedicated to you, dedicated to your partner, dedicated to everyone. So 8 rules of love is definitely, you should go check out. It's just a good book. I have already made one video on this video, like detailed video, what are the 8 rules and what you should know about that. You will find the link in the description. On the 5th number we have another my most favorite book, 5 Feet Apart. Can you love someone you can never touch? So as the message of this book is all about that. This is a movie edition, and I have the second edition as well, but the movie edition cover is really good, so I have brought this as well. So this book is more about the Stella who are facing who are in the hospital, and there is this partner who is also in the hospital. So they make a deal of becoming the 6 feet apart. Like they make a stick and they have to always stay 6 feet apart, otherwise one will die. So it's about they are going to die anyway, like they are going to die. So how they spend their time, how they fall in love with each other, how they spend everything in the hospital. So it's all about that. On the 3rd number we have none other than The Fault in Our Stars. Great book. I don't want to say anything about this book because I have always talked about this book and I have made many videos on this book, and this is just a crazy book about Augustus, how he died in the chapter 21. Obviously it is a spoiler. The reason I am giving this spoiler because most of you have already read this book, and this is just all about that. And this book is just a crazy book. I mean, you can go and watch movie as well. Movie is also good, and the storyline is also good. Everything is good about Fault in Our Stars. So if you love reading book, and if you have not read till now, then I don't know what you are doing with your life. Just to go and read The Fault in Our Stars. On the 2nd number we have The Course of Love. So I have read these 2 books after one of the celebrity recommended, and I have already made one detailed video on that. So there are 2 books. First one is Essays in Love, and the second one is The Course in Love. The Course in Love is after 20 years after the Essays in Love. So after that, they get into the relationship, and look. So the first book I want to talk about is the Essays in Love. So Essays in Love is more about the 2 people who met in the airport during the journey of the London to the Paris. This book is also a philosophical book with lot of emotions, lot of understanding, and this book is really crazy book. Like when I started reading this book, I literally felt in love with each and everything in this book, the Essays in Love. This book is, I don't want to give the spoilers, but I cannot talk without the spoilers. That is the thing happening here. So Essays in Love in the first book, and The Course in Love is the second book. So you should definitely go check out both 2 books, because first book is more about the first thing, like first time you meet, first time you go for the dinner, first time you hang out with each other, first night you spend, first kiss. So everything about goes to the first time. So Essays in Love, this book is all about that. And the second book is majority is about The Course of Love, is after 20 years when they start fighting, how to dissolve those kind of fighting, what happens when they get to know each other everything or completely. So all about that is covered in the second book. Second book is little bit down as well, that's the reason this is on the second place. But the Essays in Love, you should definitely read it. Just amazing book. So these are the 18-19 books. I don't know, I forgot the number completely. And these are the books that you should read. These are the romantic books as well as the non-fiction book you should read if you are into the love, or if you wanted to get into the love. Like everything is just amazing, and I really enjoyed making this video. Hope you have also enjoyed watching this video. If you did, then make sure you like this video and comment down what is your favorite book in this 18-19 books, and let me know if you have read any romance book that you really liked. So I will try to talk about that in the next video. So if you are looking for majority Robin Sharma's book, check out this video where I share everything about that. If you are looking for more audiobooks, check out this playlist where I share everything about audiobooks. So that's all for today's video. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Take care.